Hey guys, hi and welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to do binary search algorithm on a 2D matrix, right? So let's get started. So in the last video, we did the binary search on a 1D array, which is cool. Now let's do a 2D array. The concept goes similar, right? We get the low element, we get the high element, we compute the middle element, we check if the target is less than middle. If it is less than middle, that means the element is on the lower half, right? That means, let's say my element is 3 and my midpoint is 11. So of course it's going to be on the lower this side. So what I can do is basically I can simply discard all of these elements, and similarly if my target is 34, of course I know it's going to be on the lower half. Since the 2D matrix is sorted, I can remove that, right? So that's the concept. And we have done this. Okay, so we have done the binary search algorithm. So I'm just gonna like code pretty quickly now, right? So it's gonna take a basically, let's do a pass and we say define, right? So well, let's say my low element is basically 0, right? Before even doing that, let's say the row and column, right? So row is equal to, right, I have the row and column. Now I need the low point and the high point. So the low would be 0, of course. The high would be row into columns minus 1, because that's going to be 11, right? So high would be this element, so 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So that's the index, right? 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, right? But if you say rows, how many rows? 3 rows, 4 column, 4 3 are 12, 12 minus 1, so that's the high point, right? Row column minus 1. All right, now let us define our algorithm. So we'll say when low is less than equal to high, what I'll do is basically I'm gonna compute the midpoint. So the mid is equal to so the midpoint basically I need to compute. So the midpoint would be 5, right? In that case, 0 1 2 3 4 5 5, right? So how do I do the midpoint? And I need to get the index also of that midpoint, that is 1 1. Where did I go? Yeah, so the midpoint would be simple, low high minus low, high minus low, yeah, high minus low, and yeah, low plus high minus low, yeah, and mod 2, right? Of course, mod 2. That's pretty much it, right? Now we need to calculate the midpoint value. So midpoint index, or I would say, or actually the midpoint value, the basically the 1 1, right? That's the index, 0 0, first row, first column. The way you can do this is pretty easy. You can say array, and then here would be basically I need the basically the column, right? So I'm gonna say mid modulo column. So mid modulo column, basically that is mid is basically 5 and divided by column is 4, 5 divided by 4 is 1, so it's gonna give you 1, right? And similarly the other would be mid now modulo column, because that's going to give me, modulo will give me the remainder. 5 divided by 4 is 4 ones are 4, remainder is 1, so that's going to be 1. So 1 1 is basically the index, and the value would be 1 1, that is 11, sorry. Now just our regular binary search, we can just say if my target is equal to if my target is equal to midpoint value, so midpoint value, so in this case I know that I have found the element, I can return true. Or I can say else if, right? If my target is less than, right? If I say less than midpoint value, right? Then I need to basically rescale. Since I know it's less, then it's going to be on the lower half. I can reduce the upper half. So I can say so it's going to be in the lower half. So my high would be basically mid minus 1. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Then I can say else if, right? Then I can say if my target is basically, if it is greater than midpoint value. So if it is greater than midpoint value, then I'm gonna scale my low, which would be basically mid plus 1, right? And at the end, if nothing basically is said, will return false. Right? That's my 2D binary search algorithm. Why is this giving me issue? All right, that's fine. Well, that's pretty much it for your binary search. Hopefully no mistakes, right? Let's run this. So first of all, I'm searching for an element 23, and it's there in the array, so it should return true, hopefully. All right, so we got a false for 23, and let me see my mistake. Must be a very silly mistake. Modulo, so that's fine. So high minus low modulo 2. The high is basically this. Let me see. So if the target is less than the midpoint value, that means I want to rescale the upper index, and if it is greater than, then I'm gonna rescale the lower index. Well, looks correct to me. Binary search array. Let's try 5. All right, something is wacky here. So let's find out that stuff. So I'm gonna let's do a little debugging. So let's say high to make sure that if the high is actually correct, I should get 11. Hopefully. Why is it taking so long? All right, so here is the mistake. So high is -1. Now I don't know why is that -1. No, let's find out. So remember, my row is basically, oh, look at this. Length of oh boy. Yeah, so that's the debugging. All right, so now it should work. Should give me true. So 5 is there, and it says true. Yuppie. Now let's search for 23. Should work. Has to work, of course. True. All right, guys, so this is how you can do a binary search algorithm on basically 2D arrays, right? So if you have loved this, make sure to hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, right? See you guys in the next video.